All right. What's up? This is Courtnie, and you know I got soul.
I think you killed it, to be honest. We didn't get to see all of it. It came late. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I wish I could have saw the whole thing because I think you like controlled the crowd. I think everybody vibed with it. Honestly, it was great.
Thank you.
So I had to ask you, like, how do you feel opening up for Joyce? Like,
It feels like, should I be looking at the camera or you?
you look at me.
Okay. It honestly feels like divine intervention. I've known Joyce for a while, but when she talked about she needed an opener for a New York show, I was like, this would be perfect. Like, we've collaborated in other ways, but not on a show before. So a lot of weird shit happening in life lately, but this came right on time. So it felt amazing. Her crowd and her fans are angelic.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I was doing a little research on you, and not to like stalk your IG, but I was stalking your IG to be honest.
As you should.
Yeah. And I saw a comment from like 2017 from Joyce on one of your things. I was like, wow. So like that journey from then to now must have been insane.
Yeah.
But let's just take it back to when you first started making music. Like, tell me a few artists that really inspired you to start making stuff.
That's a really
Specifically
good question.
R&B. That's what we like to do. So.
I mean, actually, a lot of the artists that inspired me were soul artists because, like, kind of grew up in that era where my parents listened to a lot of Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. So those are some big ones. But on top of that, Solange today. I'm a huge Beyonce fan. It's kind of typical, but Beyonce and Rihanna are like definitely like, you know, it's like I feel like Solange, Beyonce, Rihanna are trifecta for me.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, I could list forever. I love Andre 3000 just because, I don't know, melodic hip hop and like his kind of alternative everything. It just inspired me to just be myself. Yeah, I could keep going. Prince, just in being a true musician and multi-instrumentalist. It's not necessarily like the lane I fall into, but it's someone I've respected and admired. Him and Michael are just amazing performers. So, you know, once I kind of elevate, I would love to be able to perform with dancers similar to Joyce.
Awesome. I see a lot of the influences in a lot of your music too.
Thank you.
But take me back to this time too. I was doing some research and I saw that you worked for BET. I don't know if you still do.
Yeah.
But that was amazing. And then you're also in a gospel choir, right?
Yeah.
So
oh my
just
gosh.
kind of talk about that experience and like what you take from that to the stage.
For sure. So honestly, BT, I just love black culture. And I was like, you know, while I had to have a job when I first got to New York, I just wanted to do something that allowed me to envelop myself in those types of spaces. I made like family there, and a lot of them are here at this show, just amazing supporters and just an awesome like community and circle in the city. But the gospel choir, I'm not gonna lie, I joined it in college before I even started making music because my parents wanted me to go to church. I went to school out in LA and they were like, girl, are you receiving the Lord? We're very Midwest. We grew up in the church, etc. So it was really something they were passionate about, wanted to make sure I was tapped in. Yeah. And I kind of did gospel choir to appease them. I was like, okay, this is my way of like, you know, staying connected with, you know, my faith. But also, I was hungover on Saturday night, so I couldn't make it on a Sunday. But yeah, that's really the story there. Gotcha. I loved it though. It brought me to music for real. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. So talk about like your music in general. You know, I listened to your whole discography. It's been a long time, like from 2017ish, right? Maybe 2015. So like now, but your second EP really jumped out to me. I think that's like ahead of its time almost. Really.
Thank you.
Like listen to it now, it's like, yo, this is like, it feels fresh.
That means a lot.
So what was like your mindset during that time, but specifically like what was the message behind that EP?
It's a great question. Honestly, I noticed that like people were super like into minimalist and like muted design. I'm super into like I watch Architectural Digest in my spare time. I love design and interior, exterior, etc. But I felt like nobody was showing enough color, and I just started that way because I don't know. I named the EP that because I felt like it was kind of an analogy for like how I move through the world. I'm not trying to be different at all, and I think, you know, I love collectivist culture, but at the same time, I think it's okay to like, you know, operate a little differently than the masses sometimes. So it was kind of a time where everybody was doing like muted shit. It was cute, but I felt like color.
Yeah. Got you. So I had a few favorites from listening to your discography. Mm-hmm. I love the 2 singles that came out in 2020.
Thank you.
Those were sick, especially Tell Me. I love that.
Thank you.
And You Don't Have to Call on that EP was great too.
Thank you.
But what are some of your favorites from this discography so far? Like if you had to pick like a top 3 for yourself
Ooh.
that you're proud of, you know, like, oh, I
Yes,
made
yes,
that.
yes.
Like, what do you think those songs are for you?
Well, I started making music when I was in like my SoundCloud bag, and I listened to a lot of Kaytranada. And like one of my friends at the label was just playing my favorite track the other day, and they were all like, "Oh, is this a new Kaytranada record?" So Lifted for sure for me is my personal favorite. It's like kind of that like the space I've been trying to be in for a while. The second is probably Never Be, because I don't know, I like being on my sad girl shit. It's like sometimes the easiest way for me to write. So it just meant a lot, and it came out like effortlessly, so I'll never forget that. And the third is it's Tell Me, because I love the way I get to sing it. Like it's a performance track. Like, yeah, it's everything I've been looking for when it comes to how I want to sound on stage. So
Tell Me definitely has like that pure like R&B.
Yeah, right. It's classic.
It's that song you gotta play live, basically.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
exactly.
I want to see that live.
Exactly.
But it's funny you mentioned Lifted having that Kaytranada feel. And I was gonna mention like it's basically Joyce's EP right now, the new one. But what's like your new sound that you're gonna go with? Are you gonna stick with that for your next projects? And tell me like I noticed you've been doing a lot of singles, so are you gonna work on an album next, an EP? Like what's coming? Tell us.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely working on an EP and an album. And I would say my project is going to sound similar to like I Feel Like Color in that it's gonna kind of be all over the place. Like I'm working with a lot of different producers. Some are super jazzy, selection-esque. Some are more pop, R&B, and then electronic aspect too. So I'm tapping in all directions, and I think that's what people can expect. They won't know. They won't know until they know.
Yeah, so I only got a few more questions. What are some of your goals for this year? Like, do you have some big ones that you want to knock off the list?
Absolutely. I mean, so one of my goals was to support more friends on tour, which I'm doing. I'm opening for Sebastian Mikael on some of his stops next month. I'm really excited for that. Definitely opening for more and more artists. I think it's kind of like where I want to be in my bag this year. But on top of that, I'm just trying to grow my catalog. So I've just been in the studio. That's where I'll be all weekend, just, continuing on that path and kind of like being willing to make bad art. So just creating, not worrying about how it sounds, making fun stuff, and then afterwards kind of deciding what I actually want to release. But tapping in with my inner child, making bad art, good art, everything in between, and just, churning it out.
That's the way to do it. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
You're independent, right?
I am.
Wow. So you're killing it for independent.
Thank you.
Like I said, doing the research, I saw Vice, I saw, a few magazines that you're on. So congrats on that.
That's me emailing people myself.
Hey, you gotta grind.
You
gotta grind.
Yeah.
So just tell me, like, is it a struggle? Like, is that a struggle for you, being an independent artist? So just talk about your experience with that so far.
For sure. I mean, it's been an amazing and transformative experience, but I would be honest, like, the weird thing about music is there's no formula. So I feel like I learn things late sometimes. Like that's the big struggle with independence. You're like kind of feeling around in the dark. I've learned so much though, so I'm grateful. But I think overall, like some ways labels can help you is like they can give you the formula and like tell you that you need to spend ad dollars and that you give you a PR person, tell you where to focus, help you open up for certain acts. So I think again, there's no real 1+1 way to figure out how to succeed in this industry, but community can be a label for you too. And that's just what I've learned long term, like just to put the right people around me. And I think that's been more transformational than anything. Got a good squad.
Yeah. Got you. So we like to end our interviews with rapid questions. There's nothing crazy,
With what?
It's just about rapid questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said rapping. I said, I'm sorry.
No, chill.
Okay,
man.
we can do rapid fire.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy, just a few.
We got other rappers in the building.
Okay, so number 1, favorite album off the top of your head.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
It's a little hard. Yeah,
what? Okay. Right now, oh my God, this is so hard. Shit, Voodoo by D'Angelo.
Nice. All right, cool. Favorite song? Right now, just right now. If you were playing something on the way here.
Alien Superstar.
Okay.
By Beyonce, yeah.
All right. An album you wish you were featured on?
Oh my gosh.
It could be old school, it could be new school, whatever. It could be Joyce.
Any Smino project.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Especially that first one was crazy.
Yeah.
I can see you on that.
Say,
yeah, I can see you on that.
Was it a mixtape? I don't know, like his original
exactly,
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. A song you wish you wrote?
Oh my gosh. I can't pick one, but just about any John Mayer song.
Really?
Funny enough, yeah, I think.
You
Or
know,
Frank Ocean.
it's
I don't know.
crazy.
White by Frank Ocean.
White? Okay,
Yes.
there we go.
Yes.
It's crazy because I talked to Tone Stith. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing about John Mayer too.
He's.
That's pretty amazing. He said
Yeah.
that.
Talk about prolific. Yeah.
Wow.
I have so many. Oh my God, I can name. I'm sorry, Mariah Carey songs. We'll stop there. Yeah.
Okay, an old school artist you want to work with?
I mean, Prince. He's not here, but Prince. Yeah.
Okay, Prince.
Yeah.
And a new school one.
New school. Other than Smino, Victoria Monet.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. And then it's the last one. Favorite Joyce Wrice song.
Oh,
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot, but we're here, so I had to ask you.
probably Ain't No Need. It's a throwback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. I think that's it, man. So, yeah, I appreciate it. I really, I wish I could have sat and, it would have been better.
I
but-
know. There was no. Okay.
Nah, that's all good. I really appreciate it. And I really think you killed it.
Thank
and I'm
you.
hoping the best for your career, really.
Thank you
I
so
hope to see you
much.
do some more.
It's really
so.
nice to meet you all. Seriously.
Nah.